Hey guys, Richie Q again here. I'm like yesterday I did the opening of this. This is gonna be the first chapter, number one. It's called New Lots Boys versus Richie Square Talk. All right. So it starts off. I was working at my uncle's butcher. It was 1959. I was 14 years old. I mean, I'm working at my uncle's butcher, and it was cold. It was a cold, dingy kind of day, gray. So my uncle said, nobody's coming in. Why don't you go home early? So I took my bike and then I was beginning to ride home, and I figured, let me stop in the park. Guys and girls in the park, all my friends. And I was looking for Carol. Carol, the youngest theater, she's gorgeous. I'm like, oh, I hope she's there. I go in and she just had left. Typical my kind of luck. But so I go in and I'm hanging out for a little while. I said, it's cold. I gotta go home. I'm hungry. And a few of our guys come running in the park, and they're like, you can see they're frantic. Like, whoa, man, we just got chased by some guys on Elton Dumont, some older guys on Elton Street and Dumont Avenue, and I'm like, really? Want to go back? You want to get, So all the guys said, yeah, there's like 20 of us kids, guys, So I'm like, all right, let's do it. Let's go, So everybody's in for it. Everybody's game. I worked in a butcher, and I left the bike in the park, which was cool. The girls are there, and we walked up Elton Street. It was Elton and Dumont, so we just had to walk up straight. Now, there was my uncle. We passed my uncle's butcher. Across the street was the Pride of Judea, which was a home for Jewish children, orphans. So, and I knew too. I knew Ann and Jeff. They were in my school, and PS2 too. They were great kids, always dressed nice, always looked good. I never heard anybody, and my neighbor was pretty rough. I mean, I never heard of anybody being anti-Semitic or breaking windows or anything. Everybody lived a good, decent life at that time. 59 was great times. So, and I just found out recently, like a lot of those kids, they were actually Holocaust children, were born just during the Holocaust, and they lost their families. And I broke my heart to know that I worked right across the street from that. I never thought of it. I didn't think of that, I mean, we had such a wonderful life in America. Do you want to know? Good, yeah, we had great times. America still is, but that was the good times, real good times. So all right. We keep walking up the block, and there's a candy store there, Benny's, where these guys hang out. Now, Benny, I knew because I'd ride my butcher bike, and then on sometimes on the way back, I'd stop at Benny's and I'd get an egg cream. He made the best egg creams. They were delicious, chocolate soda, seltzer, milk. It was good. That's what an egg cream is. And he was a real nice guy, Jewish guy, bad toupee, a little chunky, but a real nice guy. And we became pretty good friends. He was an older man, but, we became friends. Hey, Ben, how are you? That kind of thing. So we go up there and we walk in Benny's store, and there's 8 guys sitting at the counter. And, the typical, the sideburns, the tattoos, the leather jackets, tough looking characters, And they all turn around and look at us. Now, wait, there's 20 of us. I don't know. They didn't seem intimidated. I'm like, there's 20 of us kids. It's I don't care how tough you are. It's going to be tough to handle 20 guys. My friend starts talking to the guy, and he's really adamant, a real piece of shit guy, really nasty, And all he wanted to know was, why'd you chase us? How come you chased us, man? So, in other words, he didn't give a shit. They were pretty adamant about it, and like, who cares about you kids? We'll smack the shit out of you kind of thing. So Benny says, please, Richie, could you take it outside? Please. I told the guys, you know what, let's do this. Let's take it outside. I don't want to upset Benny. He's a good friend. So we go outside. We all go outside. These guys come out like there's no big deal. I'm like, they don't really care. Maybe they got something. So they just hated them, but there's still 20 of us kids, They were a couple of years older than us, maybe 16, maybe 17, but still it mattered then. So So I don't know what happened, but we all turn around and we're looking. They walk out like they're smoking their cigarettes. This guy Richie, I call him Square Talk because like he talked like a bebop. He talked like I don't know. I can't even copy it. He was like cool. He's cool, man. Yeah, man. Yo, man. Yeah, man. You got a problem with us, man? That kind of character. So I call him Square Talk because that's what I named this Square Talk. So he walks up to me, right to me, and I'm like, why me? What did I do? I was quiet. I didn't say a word. I just said, come on, Benny. I don't want to upset Benny. Maybe they thought I was their leader because I told everybody, let's go. Let's walk outside. I don't want to upset Benny. He walks up to me like this guy had something. I thought maybe he did. He was my size. He wasn't really a big guy. Maybe a little heavier than me, but about my size and height. No big deal. He walks right up to my face with a cigarette in his mouth. He takes a cigarette out, and he blows smoke right in my face. Bang! I hit this guy. Bang! I hit him a shot in the face. I knocked him cold. I mean, he's out cold. His friends backed up, and I'm like, holy shit! I did that. Now I've been working in my basement with weights for a year. I've been working out with Reggie for over a year, So I'm riding that huge butcher bike, it's bigger than me, all over the tribal area, So I got my legs are good. I'm picking up hinds of beef, carrying them off the trucks, So I'm strong. I'm a strong kid, and I knocked this guy out. There's a guy next door, one of the older guys, Tony. He lived right next door. He comes out, and one of the older Nulas boys, he comes out and he tells my friend Sally, who his brother Richie was friends with this guy Tony, and he says, "Who's your man?" Sally with pride goes, "The guy standing," Now I'm like, everybody's like, "Wow, one punch." The guy's all backed up, and and then we had a few choice words, Nulats, MF, that kind of thing, So then we went back to the park. Man, let me tell you, I couldn't be. It's hard to explain, It's the first guy I ever knocked out. I'm like, oh, cool. That was pretty cool. I worked at it, but again, I work at it. I work at this stuff, And you should, I don't know, So, listen, this is what I do. I'm good at music because I work at music, and that's what you need. You need to work. If you don't work at it, it's not going to happen. Because you think it could happen, it's not going to happen. Like Reggie said, it's either action or inaction. What do you choose to do? I choose to. As soon as he blew smoke at me, I chose action. That's what I did. So and it made me feel really deeply connected to New Lots Avenue and my friends. They were like my brothers in our street crusades here that we had. For whatever you might think of it, it was a great feeling, and I wanted to do more. I wanted to get on with this and do more, and it brought me kind of a joy and a pleasure. I mean, what am I supposed to say? I just felt, my son was rising at that point. I was terrible in school. I wasn't a great student at all. I left school at 15. And that's another story, but I was successful in business, so I did good. But that's it for that story. It's a short story. It's not long, but we got a lot of stories, and every day I want to do at least one, maybe two. Maybe I'll do two today. After this one, I'll do another one, and let's see where it goes. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoy all these things, But again, I tell people, listen, you gotta watch what you eat. Please, especially my age. If you get to this age, watch what you eat, get sun, get air. I don't go crazy. I hit the bags a little bit. I do my elliptical with my bands, and I got a pool back here. I don't know if you can see it. Here, I got my pool back here. So I swim in the pool, and I try to stay healthy. But again, sun, air. I'm in Florida. I get sun and I get air. I got 3 acres of trees and woods and grass. So these are the things you have to do for yourself. You got to do it. You got to get up off the couch and do this stuff, Because I see a lot of guys my age with these big, huge bellies. Stop it. Stop it now. All right? So, all right, I'm going to end this one And I hope you enjoy it. It was short, but it was cool. I got some bigger ones with real knockdown, drag out stuff. You know, where I caught some beatings too. All right, but again, work at it. All right. Thanks so much. Thanks for listening.